We'll call to order tonight's Committee of the Whole for the Auburn City Council meeting for July the 2nd, 2024. The City Council should have the minutes from the Committee of the Whole from the June the 18th meeting. Are there additions or corrections to those minutes? If not, is there a move to approve?
So moved.
Motion is second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the minutes are carried forth. Questions on tonight's agenda? Does anybody from the dais have a question for the city manager?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would
Please.
like to divide the question on item D1, so we consider the development agreement and the tower crane agreement separately.
So all that will happen is Councilman Griswold would ask to pull that off the consent agenda, and then at such time, he'll explain why, and there would have to be a motion and a second to divide the question. He'll explain how he wants to divide it as he just did.
Yeah.
And as long as you guys are good with that, then you'll just take each item separately. Certainly very procedurally in order and pretty simple.
The motion to divide, we would wait until it came up on the agenda to do that?
Correct. We'll
Okay.
do that at the time. It'll be pulled from consent is my understanding. He'll request it be pulled, and then when you ask him, after I introduce it, then he'll move to divide the question by splitting it, and he'll describe that. Then you need to discuss that, any discussion, and then vote on dividing the question, and then you'll take each question separately.
Okay. Is the council okay with that? Moving forward? Okay, good. Yep. Anything else, Mr. Griswold? Okay.
No.
Anything else from anybody on the dais? Anything for us, Ms. Crouch?
No, sir.
Okay. Is there a move to adjourn?
So move.
All right, we are adjourned, and we'll get started right at 6 o'clock. Call to order tonight's Auburn City Council meeting for July the 2nd, 2024. Welcome all of you who have joined us here tonight. We welcome those that are listening on WANI as well as those who are watching through our streaming services. Roll call, Lindsay.
Adams,
Here.
Oblentz,
Here.
Dawson,
Here.
Griswold,
Here.
Mormon,
Here.
Parsons,
Here.
Taylor,
Here.
Witten,
Here.
Anderson.
Here. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, then remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. This is the first meeting of the month, and so now we will recognize our outstanding employees here at the City of Auburn. We're proud to introduce you today to our July Employee of the Month. I have a memorandum here from Allison Hall, our Parks and Rec Director. I'm honored to nominate Sarah Custer for Employee of the Month. Sarah has been a dedicated employee for over 21 years, starting as a part-time curriculum writer for the Adventures in Art program. Sarah moved to a full-time position with the city in 2007 as an art education specialist. She was promoted to Cultural Arts Administrator in 2009. Her hard work and dedication and positive attitude makes her an invaluable asset to our team. Throughout her career in the city, Sarah has made significant contributions. She spearheaded successful programs such as the Adventures in Art program, the annual holiday art sale, and the well-loved Summer Night Downtown Art Walk. Sarah also revived the ceramics program and helped it grow into what it is today. When she's not coordinating events, Sarah acts as a liaison with multiple organizations such as the Auburn Community Orchestra, the Auburn Area Community Theater, and the Auburn Arts Association. She truly believes that strengthening these relationships will bring art in many forms to our community. Sarah's adaptable, flexible, and a great problem solver. She was instrumental in the renovations and additions at the Jan Dempsey Community Arts Center. During construction, she moved to a remote office and continued with all planned programming. Once construction was finished, she successfully moved back into the Arts Center, held 3 opening events, and began spring courses in just under 2 weeks. Sarah exemplifies dedication and a strong work ethic. She is highly organized and passionate about fostering artistic growth, teamwork, and promoting community arts. She brings a positive and energetic spirit to everything she undertakes. Sarah Custer embodies the spirit of an exceptional employee. Her unwavering dedication, problem-solving skills, and commitment to the community make her truly a deserving candidate for Employee of the Month. Thank you, Sarah, for everything you do. Certainly, congratulations to all of our employees. Thank you for your hard work on behalf of our citizens. Congratulations to Sarah Custer for being recognized as our Employee of the Month, and a special shout out to Michael Cobb and Alvin Willis as they move on in retirement. Both of them have been fixtures in our community for over 30 years, and I don't think any of us have ever been to downtown Auburn without seeing Alvin down there doing his work. So congratulations to all these people. Thank you for their work here in the city of Auburn. All the best to Michael and Alvin as they move forward in retirement. During the committee of the whole, there were no announcements. We had nothing on our agenda tonight, so I'll move into mayor's announcements. I just want to, speaking of Parks and Rec, there's going to be our July the 4th fireworks will be in 2 days, and I just want to go ahead and thank all the different departments in the city that are going to take time where most of us are having our day off. They're going to be working to try to provide fun for our families and entertainment for all of us for the July the 4th. I just want to say thank you to each of you for doing that. And today we took pictures with a proclamation for Parks and Recreation Month. And again, I want to say thank you to all of our staff with our Parks and Rec Department for all that they do to provide great quality of life amenities for all of us here in our community. That gets us through my announcements tonight. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to say? Any other announcements? Okay. Well, then we will move forward with Auburn University communications.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
I hope everyone is just having a good week leading up to the holiday. Camp War Eagle is still happening. The 9th session is finishing up today, and there are still 3 remaining sessions for the summer, so we are kind of coming to an end with that soon. And then Auburn's College of Nursing is currently celebrating their 45-year anniversary, which is really awesome. The program has grown from 24 graduating students to 600 graduating students over the past 45 years. And we just love the Auburn nursing program, so we're really excited to be celebrating them. That's all for today's report, War Eagle.
Good. War Eagle, thank you very much. All right, at this time is an opportunity for citizens to communicate to us on items on tonight's agenda. I do not see any public hearings that are provided. Well, there's one, under the
On at the very
resolution.
end. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you'd like to speak to us about the licensing agreement for our outdoor cafe improvements at the very end of our agenda, please wait till then. But if you'd like to speak to the city council about anything else on our agenda, now would be the time for you to do that. And we'd ask that you come forward and share your name and address for the record, and you'll have 5 minutes to speak. Anyone? Okay, we'll move ahead with city manager's communications.
I do not have any communications this evening, so our first item of business is the consent agenda. Does any council member wish to remove an item from the consent agenda and deal with that item individually?
Yes, please. I'd like to remove item 8 Delta 1.
8D1. All right. Anyone else like to remove anything from the consent agenda? An item from the consent agenda? Yes, sir, Mr. Mormon.
Item 8 Delta 8 Delta 3.
3, not 2, but 3.
Right.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Okay, Ms. Crouch, would you repeat the instructions for us to,
Well, we've got to go through and introduce it and do like normal, so.
okay?
Item 8D1 authorizes a development agreement that includes a tower crane agreement with Ram Hospitality for the AC Hotel development located on North Gay Street. Need a motion and a second before you can do anything else.
Move for approval.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Mr. Griswold?
Thank you. Yes, I would like to move to divide the question so that we approve the development agreement and the tower crane agreement as 2 separate items instead of one consolidated item. The reasoning just being that I know they are intertwined, but the complexity of both warrants separation. And in the past, we've rarely come across a time when we have a development agreement and a tower crane agreement at the same time. I understand we do tonight, but I think considering them separately would be helpful.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to divide the question and to divide these 2 topics up into separate. This will be a time for any further comment or questions for you from the dais.
And it's certainly up to the council.
All right, does council, any comments? Okay, so we have a motion and a second, so we take a voice vote on that, all right?
Right.
So all in favor of dividing the question, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
Opposed? All right, we have 1 opposed. All right, so we'll move forward now
With the development agreement.
with the development agreement, okay? Do we, at this time,
I would go ahead, I think dividing the question, you're fine, but just go ahead and move to adopt the development agreement if somebody would, just to
Okay.
be
Move
sure.
for approval.
second? All right, we have a motion and a second to adopt the development agreement. Any comments or questions on that? Any thoughts? You raising your hand, Kelly? Okay.
Yes, please.
All right.
I've already discussed this with the city manager, but On Exhibit D, just for everybody's clarification, it shows construction traffic on Titchener, and yet at the very top left corner, it says no deliveries utilizing Titchener. And there was an error in the drawing. There will be no deliveries on Titchener, so that's just clarification for
The
everybody.
contractor got confused and thought Titchener was Gay Street, and that's why the note's at the top. And so we looked at a revised drawing, but then it didn't have a note, and I thought it would confuse you further. Councilman Griswold's sentiments are correct. There will be no deliveries on Titchener. You're not approving that if you approve this.
Okay. All right. Any other further comments or questions? All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the development agreement only. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. Now, is there a move to approve the tower crane agreement?
So moved.
Second.
All right, have a motion and a second to approve the tower crane agreement. Any comments or questions or thoughts on that? Anyone?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Sir.
I know this is between us and the contractor. Have they had to have separate agreements now with private property owners that are affected by this?
As with all tower crane agreements, they have to get in place, and a number of our development staff members check this with adjoining property owners. Executive Director Scott Cummings will correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe those agreements are already in place with every adjoining property owner but us. That's correct.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Any other further questions or comments? All right, have a motion and a second to approve the tower crane agreement. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries.
Item 8D3 authorizes the purchase of 3 Harley-Davidson Electric Glide police motorcycles from Redstone Harley-Davidson in the total amount of $83,655.66.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Mr. Mormon?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Just a couple of items of interest and question on this. As I understand, this represents an increase in the number of units for our police force of motorcycles.
Yes, but
Yes.
you
so
want to
the-
explain, yes?
The total number that we're requesting to purchase is 3. One is a replacement motorcycle, the other 2 are expansion, and this is due to the need for the number of motors that we typically use during football season.
And this purchase is moved from fiscal year '24 to '25, from '25 to '24.
Well, it's not officially moved, so what they're doing is asking for a budget adjustment to do this now because these motorcycles can arrive in 45 days from execution of the purchase order. So you're not seeing this as part of the 25 budget for these 3 because we would be adjusting it now, and we would do that at this meeting. If you're acting upon it, then it's approving the financial side as well. It'll show up later on in FY24 adjustments, but they're things you've already approved.
And the reason that we would do that is because they're available now.
We need them
And-
for football season, so this 45 days arrival would allow us to get them just in time. Otherwise, we'll need to borrow some equipment from another department.
Right, okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any further questions or comments?
I do want to clarify one thing. We don't just use these for football. Why they are a primary escort mechanism. They work parades, they do traffic detail, they do other things, but the timeliness right now has to do with football season.
And Harley Davidson still makes these. I'm proud that they
So-
do, but I understand from you that Honda no longer.
Honda does
offers-
not. We issued a bid. It's BMW and Harley that make the police motorcycles right now. We put a bid out, and Harley was the only bid we received, correct?
That's correct. the
Yes.
only one.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Please.
Yes, and if we don't purchase these, we're having to borrow or rent other motorcycles for
Basically, we would
special
need them
events.
from another law enforcement agency to cover what we need to cover.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the balance of the consent agenda?
So moved.
Have a motion second. Any further questions or comments? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? and the consent agenda is carried forth. Resolution.
All right, bear with me. Under ordinances this evening, item 9A1 establishes
Ordinances.
the following. 4 stop signs in Links Crossing subdivision, Phase 4, 4 stop signs in Mims Trail subdivision, Phase 11B, 3 stop signs and 125 mile per hour sign in Piper Glen subdivision, Phase 2, 7 stop signs and 125 mile per hour sign in the Swans Farm subdivision, Phase 1, 2 stop signs in the Tiger Shadow subdivision, and finally, 1 stop sign in Tuscany Hills subdivision, Phase 7.
I'll introduce the ordinance and ask for unanimous consent.
Second.
Have a motion and seconds. Anyone on the council have a problem moving forward with the vote on this evening? Seeing and hearing none, are there any questions or comments? Okay, Lindsay with a roll call.
Witten,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Koblenz,
Yes, ma'am.
Dawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Griswold,
Yes, ma'am.
Mormon,
Yes, ma'am.
Parsons,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Anders.
Yes.
Item 9A2 authorizes the installation of 1 no U-turn and no left turn sign. It's a combined sign located on the north end of the island at the intersection of East University Drive and Sagahatchee Road. Unanimous consent is necessary.
I'll introduce the ordinance and ask for unanimous consent.
Second.
Have a motion and seconds. Anyone on the council have a problem moving forward with the vote on this evening? Seeing and hearing none, any comments or questions?
I have a question on this, if I may. What we're proposing is a no U-turn and a no left turn sign. What are people currently doing that would require?
With great intentionality for safety reasons, we poured a very large median in the middle of East University Drive to keep people from doing this. And what they've decided to do is create not a safe situation by stopping in the middle of East University Drive and ignoring the median and making a U-turn, causing the cars behind them to lock their brakes and nearly have collisions. So to make it very easy for police to enforce and for our municipal judge to understand if we are issuing tickets, the sign will be crystal clear that you cannot do that there. So people are choosing to defy the very traffic device we put in for safety reasons.
Essentially, they're taking a left turn going north on
Yes,
East
sir.
University into, that would be Sagahatchee.
Now, they have to make a full U-turn and then
Right.
turn right on the
Their
Sagahatchee.
objective is to go left there, so they have to go down, do a U-turn, and then a right.
Right, when indeed they could just turn left on Annaloo Drive and go up Scottswood and they would achieve the same objective.
Okay.
Where we have a left turn lane that we intentionally placed to help flow at that intersection. And we were having a lot of rear-end collisions in that vicinity, a large number of accidents. That's why we did this.
I appreciate you explaining that. I think a lot of people would benefit by your hint as to how to actually and properly navigate that intersection. So you turn short of it to the left on Annaloo and then go down and make a right on Scottwood.
Correct.
Okay.
And then in coming, from other directions, you can do that too. And if you go past it, then you've got a choice to go to Opelika Road. You can go up to Bailey Harris Drive. There's a nice cul-de-sac on Bailey Harris Drive where you can turn around and come back out. There's some choices there.
Any other further questions, comments? Okay, Lindsay with the roll call.
Adams,
Yes.
Koblenz,
Yes, ma'am.
Dawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Griswold,
Yes, ma'am.
Mormon,
Yes, ma'am.
Parsons,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Witten.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, one more traffic control item. Item 9A3 authorizes 3 stop signs, 125 mile per hour sign, 4 one-way signs, 4 regulatory roundabout yield circulation signs, and 4 roundabout circulation signs located in the Woodward Oaks subdivision, Phase 4B. Unanimous consent is necessary.
I'll introduce the ordinance and ask for unanimous consent.
Second.
Have a motion and seconds. Anyone on the council have a problem moving forward with a vote on this evening? Seeing or hearing none, any comments or questions? Okay, Lindsay?
Koblenz,
Yes, ma'am.
Dawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Griswold,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Parsons,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Witten,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Yes.
Under
Our
resol-
resolutions.
All right, under resolutions, item 10A authorizes a license agreement for outdoor cafe improvements for property owned by the city of Auburn. So in essence, this improvements will be placed on our property, why we need the license agreement. The property is located behind Little Italy at 129 East Magnolia and behind the Irritable Bow located at 127 East Magnolia. A public hearing is required.
Move for approval.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. This time, we'll open the public hearing. If you'd like to address the council regarding this topic, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record, and you'll have 5 minutes to speak. Okay, seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing. Any comments or questions from the council? As a thought, this is very exciting. I appreciate the investment of these two businesses and these two building owners to add this amenity to downtown. If it's like the previous iteration of an outdoor cafe covering that has just been built recently in downtown Auburn, that was very successful, and we look forward to enjoying time here. I appreciate them reinvesting in their business. That says a lot for these two small independent businesses in downtown Auburn. Okay.
May I-
Yes, sir.
Just to clarify what we're voting on here, this is a 10-year lease for the ground, which belongs to Auburn, the city of Auburn. And they're undertaking this as a renewal and an assurance that they can, with permission, build a canopy structure over the area.
It's a license agreement, yeah, to use the basically public space, yeah, and then it's got 5 one-year renewals, so technically it could run as long as 15 years.
Good question. Any other questions? Yes.
Is this a pergola structure or,
It is,
so, okay, it's still gonna rain?
sure is.
Okay.
Sometimes when, you enclose things and you're not careful, depending on your fire situation, you could create the need for sprinklers, among other things. That may be why. Is that why? No, they just opted for a pergola. Okay.
But one of them is a hard thing and the other one is the pergola. Hard cover,
No.
one's pergola, side by side.
Both pergola.
Both pergola.
It's just the view of it. It's all
Okay,
pergola.
okay, thanks.
Any other questions, comments? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Mayor, those are all the items of business we have for you this evening.
Okay. This time we'll open Citizens Open Forum. If you'd like to address the city council about anything on your mind, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record. You'll have 3 minutes to speak, and we ask that your comments be directed to the city council. Yes, sir.
Happy 4th of July, everybody, and happy early Canadian days if you're a Canadian. My name is Jack Fowler. I live on 4th.
Oh, man, that was quick, Jack.
But yeah, I live on 1425 Clovebrook. So my comment is the issue with the Buc-ee's still. Is y'all put that little, I just saw y'all put a back on the agenda about the Sarcatcher Road, the legal U-turn. What is the law about the legal U-turn right there at Buc-ee's? Like if you're going back up the road, heading towards back on, what is that road?
Up Cox Road?
Yeah, Cox Road, but like if you're facing Cox Road going up, back towards into Auburn, but not coming back towards to interstate. But it's that road that everybody trying to make a legal U-turn because I watched, when was it, yesterday, I watched 3 guys with big campers behind them, probably like 45-foot gooseneck trailers, campers, and making U-turn. And I'm watching people coming down Cox Road going literally about 45 or 50. I don't know what they do down there, but
MD-80.
yeah, yes, sir. I understand that, Chief. And I'm just saying, like I'm just wondering, like, what's the law is that? Because I'm sorry, but one of those guys going, like the Chief said like 80, and there's a camper going 40, trying to make a U-turn. Now I'm just wondering, now who's going to be at fault? Because when someone calls 50 shows up, now who's going to sit there, and now we got a whole 20-minute to an hour, 2-hour deal because. And I see, and plus then now you got another one people are doing, we call hot shot right between the, when you turn right to go back up Cox Road. I've seen you sometimes go where that little split is y'all made. They shoot around past that little blockade. And I'm just wondering, and also I'm not trying to bash our officers. I just trying to watch 2 police cars sit there and just say, really? You just watch 5 cars make a U-turn while people going 80. And some of them were swerving and like trying not to. And almost one went off the road the other day watching. That's why. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take a look at that and talk about that.
No,
right?
we've already looked at it. We put bollards up or little lane markers. It's not illegal to flip a U-turn there. What we can't regulate is people's behavior. And choosing in a gooseneck trailer to flip a U there at when you have a perfectly good traffic signal that you could exit out and make a left turn on is on the driver. We can't regulate that. It's not illegal. We don't have it striped as no U-turn. So we block people from cutting across a double yellow out of there. And I need to remind everyone, when you turn out of private property and go ways you shouldn't, we cannot regulate that. unless we've got something blocking it. There's not a ticket for that per se. Publix on the Cary Creek would be an example. People turn left on the College Street all the time and they're not supposed to. And we can't because it's coming off of private property.
I think you turn would be illegal in the intersection or at the crest of that hill.
If it's in a curve or a hill where your vision is obscured, or if you do it in an unsafe manner where you're not yielding to oncoming traffic. Otherwise, it has to be marked as a no U-turn zone.
That being said, I don't think writing a citation is going to be the answer because people doing that are not from Auburn, and they're not probably not going to come back and pay the citation. But
Yeah, I have no idea why their behavior says it's a good idea to flip a U-turn here instead of
reason you
going
do-
straight out of the parking lot and turning
Exactly.
left at a good
the
traffic
reason you
signal.
do enforcement like that is to deter it. And I don't think it would deter it for that 5 minutes somebody watching didn't get it. But yeah, it's a bad situation. I appreciate you bringing it up, but
I think it's fair to say we continue to monitor with police, with our traffic engineers, and if we see situations and Buc-ee's that we need to adjust, we will. So,
What is a hot shot? Pulling a hot shot.
haul long, short loads usually with a 1-ton truck. Like you can't get it all on an 18-wheeler, you might call for a hot shot truck to run it to Atlanta. Or a lot of the people in the industrial park use hot shot loads. I thought about trying it myself one time, but I didn't drive well enough.
Okay, who will be next? Sure.
Thank you again. Steve Cosgrove, 1927 Watercress Drive. And I just really appreciate everything y'all do. You can't meander any of the areas or the roads in Auburn nowadays without seeing infrastructure improvement. I mean, it's just really, really nice. And I'm just so proud, again, I live out in Ashton Park, and of course that road going out, 280 going out there. Matter of fact, I think it's going all the way to, Highway 147 going all the way to 280. It's going to be improved, and I really like it that there's no hashed yellow lines there, because that was a green light to just highball, which is an old railroad term. That's another thing I can tell you about. But I really, really appreciate that. Beth, I can't tell you how many people have complimented you and your article on Felton Little Park. They really like how you put that together and how you constructed that. You did a really, really nice job, and I just really want you to know that a lot of people have expressed that and said, make sure next time you see Beth Whitten, tell her that. So,
Thank you.
Yeah. Had the opportunity to meet with 3 folks about a little project I've been thinking about and working on the past 3 years. I really want to thank Allison Hall and Houston Manning and Megan for the opportunity to carve out, if I can get 20 minutes to 30 minutes. It was very productive and very, very meaningful, and I really got some great ideas about that. By the way, does anybody here know what the term QR code stands for? What's the QR stand for? Anybody have an idea? They call it the QR code. But you can put, you take a picture.
What the letters QR stand for?
What's the QR stand for?
Yes, quick read.
Great.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what.
Almost like quick read.
That's the quick, quick read or quick remedy, something along those lines. Yeah, I asked the people at the post office; they didn't know. UPS didn't know, and they do it all the time. But Houston Manning and I were talking about that. He said we could do a little something with that. I said that's a brilliant idea. I was doing a little research on July 4th. I've got about 40 seconds here. It was really interesting and so forth. But President John Adams really wanted July 2nd as a celebration thing, but that got kind of put on the back burner. The first fireworks, by the way, were supposedly in 200 BC. I don't know how that's documented. But Philadelphia on July 4th, 1777 was setting off the fireworks the first time. George Washington's priorities are pretty clear. He issued double portions of rum to all of his soldiers to mark the anniversary of the independence in 1778
Thank you,
and
Mr. Cosgrove.
1781. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you much.
Who will be next?
Mayor, hold on just a minute. We're having some technical difficulties.
Technical
Do you mind, Mr. Wilkins? Hold on just a second. Our timer keeps crashing, so Greg likes when we stare at him and see if he can get it fixed. I'll reset it one more time. Here we go. Okay, thank you, Mr. Wilkins.
Oh, no problem. My name is Robert Wilkins, 261 Denson Drive, Auburn, Alabama. The two greatest births ever, the birth of Christ's child over 2,000 years ago in a manger. The second was the birth of America 248 years ago, when the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence on July the 4th, 1776. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish or to institute new government. The two great things ever written, first was the Bible. Second was the United States Constitution. Three founding fathers died on July the 4th. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson died on the same day, the same year, on the 50th anniversary of the Declaration. James Monroe died 5 years later at 1831. I'm an immigrant from Germany, a country that created both, unfortunately, World War I and World War II. My mother was a Hitler youth. Hitler, as a dictator, killed over 17 million people, with only Mao and Stalin with more hideous death tolls. As a naturalized citizen, I have felt a privilege to be part of this incredible country, but I will always fight for my rights and others' rights. The Auburn City Council took our property rights and constitutional rights by amending Ordinance 1883 Family Definition on March the 16th, 2021 into Ordinance 3288 Short-Term Rental by the STR5. Being informed was lacking with the STR5. The city bureaucrats fell on their responsibility to disseminate proper information on both sides of the issue. The leadership with the task force and commission fell miserably. When I and others talk about our rights, we have condemnation by the mayor and other city councils as we express our rights. We're told by an Auburn City Council and Auburn bureaucrats that our measured freedom in Auburn are greater than the measured freedom offered by other municipalities. I've been asked by this council and other citizens why myself and others continue with the torch of freedom. Read the Declaration and the Constitution, then you'll know.
Who'll be next?
Susan Bolt, 1188 East University Drive. I recently listened to an interview with Ben Carson where he talked about America and how all governments move in cycles from prosperity to despair.
Susan, sorry to interrupt. You get to start again. Sorry, do you mind?
I'll take unlimited time.
No, do you mind starting again? I want to be sure we're equitable. I'm sorry to ask you to start again.
I've got it to 3 minutes. It doesn't matter.
No, go ahead and, yeah, sorry about that.
Governments first concentrate. All right. I'll start over. I recently listened to an interview with Ben Carson where he talked about America and how all governments move in cycles from prosperity to despair. Governments first concentrate on growth, then move to infiltration, and finally domination. Government was designed to facilitate a functioning society and to provide things to help it function, things like police protection, the rule of law, social services, and property protection. But government was not designed for the day-to-day running of your life or my life. Day-to-day activities were supposed to be up to each individual person. During the final day of the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, Benjamin Franklin was asked, "Well, doctor, what have we got, a republic or a monarchy?" Franklin famously responded with, "A republic, if you can keep it." In a republic, citizens elect representatives who must govern according to the rule of law and are accountable to the people. A republic has an all-important constitution that limits the powers of government officials and protects individual rights as well as personal property rights. As we approach the celebration of our independence from an overbearing British rule, I want to ask the STR5, have you honored this great republic we call America? I contend that you have violated the laws and intent of our republic and our Constitution by trampling on property rights along with violating the 5th and 14th Amendments. Not only did you violate the protection of property rights, but you used location to discriminate for application of your ordinance. Why are short-term rentals okay on one side of the street and not on the other? The interference by the City of Auburn and the STR5 with the passage of Ordinance 3288 is a prime example of the government infiltrating, dominating, and stomping on personal property rights in the Constitution. Your actions go against property rights in the Constitution. Your actions go against the very foundations that have made this country the envy of the world. As I've stated before, I never dreamed in Auburn, Alabama, that this attack on our freedom would emanate from our local representatives. The STR5 has shown the threat we all face when our representatives don't understand their roles or the principles of a democratic republic form of government. So on yet another Independence Day celebration, where we celebrate the greatest, freest, most envied country on the planet, I want you to remember the freedoms that you stripped away. The freedoms that you stripped away from me and other families using location discrimination along with the disregard for our nation's Constitution, the rule of law, and the principles that made this country great.
Who would be next? Anyone? Okay. We'll close citizens' communications. Anybody from the council have anything they'd like to say tonight before we move ahead?
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July, absolutely. Last week I was a part of a groundbreaking for a new office for a doctor in town. Just 5 years ago, this young man, he was very young family, very little, small, one child, was starting his practice, living his dream out of moving to Auburn and starting this practice. And it was in a little building that had about 4 offices in there. And here we are 4.5 years later, he's building his own building. He's added another child to his family. And he's very thankful for the support that this community has brought forth to him. There are stories like that I get a chance through my relationship with the Chamber of Commerce and cutting ribbons get to hear all the time. Auburn is not a perfect community, but there are a lot of people that are fulfilling their dreams and bringing their families here to raise them and to be a part of our community. And during this 4th of July, I'm very thankful for that as well. Okay. All right. Is there a move to adjourn?
So move.
We're adjourned.